Hello guys, welcome back to another episode of the Big Apple School Podcast, where the goal of this show is to help you improve your English listening skills and to boost your knowledge of English vocabulary. So my name is Benjamin. Today I have three wonderful participants. Our first participant is
Olga.
Second,
Katya.
and last but not least, we have
Maria.
So guys, how's this going? What's new?
Like, maybe nothing on a big scale, but I had cinnamon toasts for breakfast today.
Cinnamon on toast?
Yeah. I tried a new recipe, like toasts in the oven with butter, cinnamon, and sugar.
Oh, so it's like
Pretty
a French
tasty.
toast. A French toast, but like kind of made in an oven.
Although
French
I
toast is
googled
eggs.
cinnamon toast.
French toast is...
It's with eggs.
It is with eggs,
Okay, so cinnamon toast.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
but it has
It
sugar
is.
on it.
It is.
The French toast.
10 minutes, cinnamon, sugar, butter. Well, butter on the bread and yeah. Good. Because I like sweet things, in the morning and every time, okay.
Kind of gives you this, some sort of energy boost in the morning.
Yeah. And the will to live.
Sugar is important. People say give sugar a bad rep, but actually sugar is quite important. You need it.
Well, have you watched the documentary about sugar? You
What?
love documentaries, so you must have.
I've seen many documentaries, maybe not that one.
Okay, because usually people who are like, sugar is so bad, they watch the documentary about sugar. I think it's called Sugar. So, and they're like, I am never eating sugar again. So I'm not going to watch it.
Well, I know it's a different subject. Well, today we're going to talk about cleaning, and we're not going to talk about so much about sugar and
Because
stuff.
we have
but
already, we have a podcast about sugar and
We do.
salt. Salt,
We do.
sugar and fat. So
yes.
check it out.
Okay, after I had my cinnamon toasts, I cleaned my kitchen a bit. Okay. I cleaned
Funny you
the
should
table.
mention that.
Yeah, I'm just trying to, build this bridge.
Excellent. What else is new?
Nothing much.
Oh, I had a funny story happen to me. So
Of course you do.
in between lessons, I received a phone call from a gentleman claiming to be a federal police officer in Russia. And he said that you have a nephew here in Russia who is, I think his name was Pavel something Walker. And he was trying to gain access to my bank account. And I said, I've got a lesson. Can I just call you back in a couple hours? And I did not call him back.
Of course, because it's a scam.
Yeah, I didn't call him back. And he called back again after 2 hours saying, hey, yeah, you need to go to the police station and write out all your parents' names, your relatives' names, and you have to sign a document. It's really strange. He said something about a повестка, not like the military повестка, but something in the police station. And I thought, God, this is kind of strange. He actually wants me to go to the police station. And
Sounds sketchy.
yeah, it was really sketchy. Yeah, so I did not go to the police station,
Yeah,
but
don't.
I said, I'll call my lawyer. And he didn't say much.
That's a good one. That's a good one. Like, nephew here in Russia.
Yeah.
It's like, how did that happen?
Yeah, my first reaction was, I don't have any nephew. Maybe I shouldn't have even said that. But I said, yeah, I don't have any nephews here. Come on. If you're the police, you should know that.
Yeah, no. Well, there are a lot of scammers these days, so don't fall prey to them,
So yeah.
I just usually don't pick up my phone if the number is unknown.
Yeah, I just in general don't.
If it is
talk on the
something
phone.
important, they will text me.
Yeah, that's what texts, were invented for.
Well, sometimes it's entertaining to speak to scam callers. Sometimes it's fun.
Yeah, you have a interesting tastes to funny
Well, I just like
things.
to see where they go. Yeah, like if you have a spare moment and you're not too busy. Then... All right. Well, Olga, anything special?
So the same as Maria, I learned a new recipe. I tried it today and
Nice.
yeah, it was delicious. But yeah, I still have lots to learn.
Cool. So cooking, nice.
Yeah, but it's hard sometimes, especially when you don't really have time in the mornings.
Yeah. To have a proper cooking session. Well, something else is new. So we're moving to a new sound recording platform. So we're not with SoundCloud anymore. We're now with Mave. And also something else which is interesting is we are actually in the top 10 English school podcasts in Kyrgyzstan, Russia, and Belarus. So thank you, listeners, for being a part of that. We very much appreciate that. And also, we have some comments to address. So we sourced these comments from a range of platforms, including Castbox, VK, Apple Podcasts, and of course, the Big Apple School Telegram chat. And we have a comment here. It looks like from Apple Podcast from Olga 031197. And Olga said, "Thank you guys for everything you do. I listen to your podcast every day and it's a great pleasure for me."
Aww.
Olga,
That's so
very
sweet.
nice of you. We very much appreciate the nice comments. Thank you very much. It keeps us going. And then we have another comment from a guy called Alex Morali. Oh, Alex, I'm interested in your surname or your last name. Where does it come from? I'm interested. So Alex said, "Thank you guys for awesome activities. You really do wonderful work. I listen to your podcast almost every day to practice listening skills, and it's so cool sometimes to see you." Well,
Sometimes.
well, Alex, nonetheless, thank you so much for your comment. We very much
that's very
appreciate
sweet.
your kind words.
Such
Okay.
comments kind of give, this oxytocin boost.
Yes.
You kind of feel loved.
Or is it dopamine or oxytocin?
Well, oxytocin is the hormone that is related to like hugs, appreciation, like all this human relations. So
Yeah.
I guess it's more of oxytocin. But dopamine also has a part in it.
It comes from chocolate, I guess. Dopamine comes from chocolate more.
Yeah. And of course, guys, I need to mention we have a private chat on Telegram, and we have an after show, where you can watch more of our podcast, and you can get access to Word documents or PDF files of the words that appear in this podcast to further help you boost your vocabulary range and your English skills. We also want to thank our new subscribers to our Telegram chat. So that's Maria, and we have Alex Petrosov. So thank you very much, and you provide some nice suggestions to our podcast in general. So thank you guys for being a part of our show. All right, guys. Well, let's get to it. So we were going to talk about cleaning. So you said you did some cleaning this morning.
3 ladies, funny.
Yeah.
Well, I clean too,
Or do you?
Yeah, I'm a big cleaner. Yeah.
Really?
And when we speak
Yeah.
about cleaning, we mean like in a general sense, yeah? Cleaning, washing the dishes, washing the clothes, whatever, yeah? Like
Yeah.
all of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I do a bit of everything. Yeah.
Because, well, I'm not a big fan of every type of cleaning, but I like some things.
Well, are you guys clean freaks?
Hell nah.
No.
No. I mean, I can bear some level of, like dirt and dust and everything. So, yeah, no, not a clean freak.
What about
Absolutely
tidy
not.
freaks? And by the way, what's the difference between clean and tidy?
Huh. Well, then maybe I'm more of a clean freak than a tidy freak, because like I like things to be clean. I like, my bathroom and my toilet and my dishes to be clean, and my bed sheets. But it can be kind of messy in my room if you enter it. Kind of artistic messy
Yes.
table,
Same.
And things can be in wrong places, but for me it's the right place. I know.
Well, you mentioned an artistic mess. Do you know Francis Bacon? Not the philosopher, but the painter.
No.
Maybe you have seen his paintings. Really interesting British-Irish guy. And his studio was a complete mess. It was amazing to look at. And they have a mock-up of his art studio in Dublin. So they preserved all the paints and everything where they were. His studio was in London, but they moved it to Ireland. And it's fascinating. And he, absolute wild man.
I would be surprised if any artist's studio would be not a mess. Would be clean and tidy.
Oh, it's kind of
just
impossible,
strange.
No, a lot of artists have particularly meticulous styles. Yeah. For instance, there's this guy who was the illustrator for the New York. Do you know the New Yorker?
Yep.
That
Yep.
famous magazine. So you know the famous illustrations there. His name was Saul Steinberg, and he was extremely meticulous. And he even did illustrations of his desk and how meticulously tidy it was.
Okay.
And
Coming back to the question though.
Yeah.
So, Masha, you're more of a clean clean than the tidy freak.
Yeah, because if something is not in their places, if it is not tidy, maybe a bit asymmetrical or a lot asymmetrical, it's fine. But if it is not clean, for example, I don't like to, and I wouldn't drink out of dirty glass, let's say.
I am like the opposite. I'm more of a tidy freak because I don't care about
Me
the
too.
dust much.
Yeah.
But everything has to be in its own place. So, and when, for example, you open my cabinet, like kitchen cabinet, and you see the dishes and everything, they have to go in one specific order, one after the other. So first, let's say the blue dishes, then this, then the bowls. And when my fiance washes the dishes, so they sometimes put it, you know, in different order, and I open the cabinet like, no, it does not go like that.
I
So
quite
just
agree. I'm kind of like that. I
rearrange.
like order, but I don't really care too much about the cleanliness itself.
I don't care about the cleanliness, but you know, the order, things have to be placed like that. So books, we have these books here, those books there. So
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. I guess we all just have our things and our spots that need to be either clean or tidy or both.
Yeah.
Because, well, I know that some people are a bit, I have friends who are a bit paranoid about like everything, cleanliness and tidiness. And I have other friends who are total opposite. For example, they don't care if you wash your hands after you come home or whatever. They just don't care. So I have both types of friends.
So have you heard of the term germaphobe?
Yeah?
Yeah, good word for our listeners. And I think it's all together, even though it's not, I don't know if you would find this word in the dictionary, but germophobe. Yeah. But you wouldn't, are you a germaphobe, would you say?
I don't think I am. I'm allergic to some things. That's why I don't like dust, because it can cause some allergy. And, well, that is why. Not because I'm afraid of getting infected or something. I'm not paranoid about it.
What about you, Olga? Are you a germaphobe?
Well, I guess I used to be, but then I was like, it's not okay to be like that. Like, you know, when you, I don't know, eat something and then you go to the bathroom and you need to wash your hands. It was like kind of, you know, not okay. So yeah, I used to be like that, but not anymore.
Yeah, fair enough. So, I mean, would you eat, like, let's say if you are on the street and you get a shawarma or something like that, would you just eat on the streets, or would you need to go and wash your hands?
Never. I always I always wash my hands if I don't have an access to the bathroom, so I won't touch it. Well, maybe I still have some problems here.
I mean, thanks to the pandemic, a lot of people now have sanitizers with them. So I would just like sanitize my hands and then off I go.
I don't like them.
I don't like them either. I can't breathe when I...
Oh, really?
Yeah, when someone opens one in the same room, I just can't breathe. Like when it's just so strong.
They smell like alcohol sometimes, I guess.
And it just gets right in the back of your nose. And
I cannot imagine how you do that and then you eat something.
Yeah, and it's wet and sticky and it's like,
What kind of sanitizer are you guys using? Like, they are all different.
I didn't use any sanitizers, like only soap. That's it. Soap or
soap
nothing.
And water,
Yeah,
exactly.
Good for you? Good for
When
you.
you're home, yeah, sure. But when you're, let's say, even before the pandemic, when I was on a trip, I always took some tissues with me, like
the
wet
wet
tissues
towels.
and antibacterial something. Yeah, it was a thing for me before it.
Yeah, I used
Before
some
it
of
got,
them.
mainstream, yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I like to have showers, but I don't really care about having like those wet napkins with me and stuff. But yeah, I like to have a couple showers a day, but more just to relax. Like I like the hot water and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So, routines. Do you have a routine for cleaning, or do you just clean as and when it is dirty in your apartments?
I have, this kind of, so I separate and divide all the cleaning tasks into separate categories. So there are some things that I do kind of every day. Let's say like do the dishes or wipe the, like countertop or something after cooking. There are some things I do once a week. Let's say, like, I do not know, or bi-weekly maybe, like once in 2 weeks, like wash the floors, although I hate doing that, so I don't really do that. My fiance does. Yay. Dust, the sheets,
By the way,
the bathtub.
word for our audience. So what is a schwabra in English?
A
A
mop?
mop, exactly, a mop. So do you use like a classic mop or do you use like the flat-headed
The
mops?
flat one.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 'Cause
I
it's-
don't
it's
use any
really,
mop at all, for example.
Yeah.
I don't like
What do you use?
a cloth.
Cloth? That's it?
Yeah, and my hands.
Well, that's
That's what my mom always did, and that's what I do.
Yeah, I used to use clothes as well, but then I bought a mop and gosh, my life changed. Like it's really fast and it's really convenient and I don't know, I love
It kind of acts like a broom as well,
Yeah,
in a way.
but it's more convenient, I guess.
You can't access every corner of the room, and you can't access like under the bed or something.
But it's flat, so that's okay. I don't know.
okay,
Well, you have a cat, Maria, don't you?
I do absolutely, and he has long fur,
Yes.
which is a problem. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have like a vacuum or?
No, I don't. I have my
Oh.
hands and a
The
cloth.
long, oh.
I guess the
Long hair
vacuum cleaner
cat.
might freak out the cat a little bit.
Well, I used just regular vacuum cleaner, not robotic vacuum cleaner, nothing fancy, nothing modern, but it didn't help a lot and it took a lot of place in my not a very big flat, so I just got rid of it. And, well, came back to this old-fashioned, old-school way.
Yeah.
Oh, I cannot imagine
I
doing
brush my
cleaning.
cat, I wash the floor, that's it.
So I have like 2 steps cleaning routine. Like I have to vacuum the floor first and only then I mop it. Just because the fur, again, it's everywhere and I cannot do that with a dry mop. It just freaks me out because
You have a cat too, don't you?
Sure, yeah. So, I mean, the fur sticks to the mop and it's like everywhere. So I don't know. I just have to vacuum. So no
Yeah.
dust or fewer left. And then, yeah.
I just don't mind having a bit of fur somewhere because, if you have a cat, you need to get used to having this
Sure.
spice.
Yeah.
Benjamin, you have a bunny.
I do have a bunny, and it's we don't keep it in the cage. We keep him. He's allowed to
Range
roam.
free.
Exactly.
Range free bunny.
He roams around
How
the apartment.
free is he? Because I know some people let their cats, for example, go to the kitchen table. I don't. What about your rabbit?
Well, the bunny can't get up onto the kitchen table.
Okay.
But funnily enough, I stupidly left a plum on my bedside table a few nights ago, and he climbed onto the bed at night and he jumped onto the bedside table and ate the plum.
What about
Yes,
stone?
the pip. Yeah, the pip is he was crunching it at night.
Oh my goodness.
And that woke us up, and I
Can they
confiscated.
eat plum?
Yeah, why
Okay.
not? Yeah, I mean, it's,
Now we know they can.
yeah, I mean, he's okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with the fur and
So the
everything? Because they
fur
shed.
gets everywhere. Yes, it does, and he's white. So
Have fun.
yes, I have these special rollers which
Yeah,
you put.
absolutely.
Well,
Lynch
originally they were.
rollers.
Yeah, exactly. Well, originally they were the sticky ones, like the tape, and you have to unravel the tape. But
Oh, you have the one that
but
is
now-
kind of like not the disposable one, but
now we have the normal one. So not normal, excuse me, the one which you put under water, and then you just brush your clothes before
Is it
you
better?
leave. I'd say yes, because it's cheaper first of all.
Okay.
Better for the environment.
Probably I will need a recommendation from you.
Yeah,
on
me
this
too,
one.
because
Yeah,
I
I
used
can-
the sticky one.
Yeah, the sticky one. We were using. So my wife and I were using for a long time, but yeah, it gets expensive. Well, not that expensive, but a little bit.
it adds up.
It adds up, and yeah, I'll
Not
try to find.
environmentally friendly. Also,
Yeah. So I'll try to find the name of this. It's kind of like a rubbery texture,
Yeah.
and you just put it
yeah.
underwater and roll your clothes. And
I've never heard of that
Yeah.
one.
I think my wife
you might
found
have
it.
seen them. You might have seen them.
But I don't know what it is, right?
I think my wife found it on AliExpress.
Oh,
I've seen those for many, many years in my relatives' homes and everything. I'm like, what's that? It looks weird. They're like, oh, it's for the fur.
but where
Yeah.
can you buy one?
Yeah, probably AliExpress. Yeah, or maybe
Different,
Galamart.
Yeah, places like that. So places that sell like all sort of stuff.
By the way, is Galamart
okay.
only in Novosibirsk? Was that across
No
Russia?
clue. No clue.
Well, listeners, let us know if you are in Russia and you have a Galamart in your local town.
is it your favorite?
Gallimart's great. They have a lot of cheap cleaning products there. So you can get sponges for like a
Oh god,
a pack of sponges for like
Yeah.
20 rubles and
Yeah.
all sorts of cloths.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, speaking of routines, we were
Routines.
speaking
Yeah.
about routines, and you said
Oh yeah,
that,
so I have like things that I do every day, like put away the clothes, the jewelry, you know, stuff like that. Wipe the basin because I'm annoyed when it gets dirty. Things that I do like every week or every 2 weeks, like bi-weekly, like the floors and everything. And more like seasonal things, like when you have to take your coats to the dry cleaner, or you have to like, you know, deal with your summer clothes, winter clothes, maybe windows.
yeah,
doing
yeah,
that.
Windows are difficult,
Hey, I
especially
love
here.
it.
Oh, you like doing the
Are you for
windows?
real?
Yeah, I
Cool.
don't know. I just like when everything's clean at home.
I hate it. I hate doing it.
Well, Novosibirsk is especially dusty, and the windows
Yeah.
get pretty grimy even after a week.
Mm.
And there are lots
Yeah.
of stains left after the rains.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So you kind of, you know, I feel very discouraged by that. Like, oh, come on. I washed it, you know, like a week ago. What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Like
gets
that.
so dusty here,
Yeah.
I've noticed, especially if you leave your windows open like I do.
Mhm. I live on the 3rd floor.
Yeah.
And when I have my windows open, after, I don't know, let's say several hours,
Yeah.
I feel that my table is dusty and I have to, like, you know.
Yeah, wipe it down. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. By the way, that was a phrasal verb, to wipe something down. So phrasal verbs don't always have logic to them, but in this case, I would say they do have some logic to them. So to wipe down. Or you can also use the word to wipe off, but that's like if something is on a surface, maybe not dust. You can also brush off something as well.
And
So
what
to-
about wiping out?
wiping out?
Mhm.
Wipe out, we actually use that in the context of, let's say if you have a crash. So usually it's when you go skiing, for instance.
Mhm,
And if you're skiing really fast and then you crash, then you wipe out.
Okay.
Yeah, phrasal verbs are a bit crazy in English.
Yeah.
They really are. And they
Just
take-
put any preposition you like to any verb you like, and you will make up something.
Something, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, I love sending my students the joke when they sometimes like, oh, I don't understand what preposition to use. You know, in this picture, like somebody finds a genie and genie's like, so I grant you 3 wishes, but no returning people back from the dead, no making somebody fall in love with you, and no wishing for infinite wishes. I want to always know what preposition to use in a language. So there are 4 rules.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, but what about Ola, Benjamin, Maria? What about your routines? Do you have any cleaning routines?
So my schedule every now and then it changes. So some days I might have an evening lessons, other days I don't. So I just clean as and when the flat is dirty.
do you kind of like separate or kind of divide? Like you do only these sort of tasks and your wife does only these.
Maybe
sort of
we
tasks.
should, but we don't. We
Okay.
just attack it.
Who
I
feels
used to
like
do
cleaning
that.
it?
I used to do, but
Yeah.
then, you know, I eventually find out that cleaning, it makes me calm, it makes me relaxed. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. But you do the dishes.
Oh yeah, I do the dishes. I mean, to be quite honest, sometimes after a long day, and if we make a big dinner, I'm not gonna lie, I just do it the next day.
That's
But-
okay. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah.
But I try to get the dishes done as soon as possible. Yeah. What about you,
Me?
Maria?
Well, some time ago, like maybe 10 years ago or something, I read about the system made by an American housewife, I guess. It's called Flying Lady or Fly Lady, something like this. And well, what she said was like divide your place, your house into several spots, into zones, as she said, and clean one zone at a time. It worked for me because I can't stand the whole big cleaning thing at once. It's,
Oh yeah, it sounds
just
so like
discouraging
intimidating.
and
Overwhelming. Yeah.
it's like too boring and well, that's it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
For example, if I see that, well, I do some things, as Katya said, some things I do like every week, some things I do every day. Some things like cleaning windows, I procrastinate to do.
What
I
is your
feel ya.
favorite cleaning task?
Favorite?
Yes.
Mopping the floor.
Is ironing
Okay.
a cleaning task?
I guess
Yes.
maybe you can
So
include
Yeah,
that
let's
in
mostly
there.
ironing.
it's a household chore,
Because I
guess.
do it very, very, very rarely, but I like it.
I think mine is like reorganizing or decluttering.
Yeah.
So that I like, when I have, let's say, a pile of
I
something
totally agree. Yeah.
and I need to put it like into correct places. I even like the sound, let's say after a working day, I need to put away my stationery, my notebooks, everything. And I just love, all these, putting this there, stationery over there, this goes there. This is the only task I enjoy. Everything else is like, fine.
Yeah, I love cleaning the toilet. That's no, I'm joking. That's probably the worst of all the tasks.
But we have to do that.
Oh, you have to. Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Some people like the smell. Some animals like the smell. My cat likes the smell of domestos, for example.
Oh, really?
Detergent, yeah. And well, which is a bad thing because once I decided to wash my floor with this domestos.
Wait, is domestos a detergent or is it a bleach?
Okay. I think
it's more of a
does
detergent than a
everything.
bleach.
Oh, it is?
Because there are different kinds of them, though. Bleach is kind of like more hazardous. So I think that it's kind of safer than bleach. So I would add it to the category of detergents.
But still, you don't want your cat to drink it. And he
Yeah.
tried.
Oh my
he
God,
tried.
no.
Well, he didn't. He tried. He sniffed and he tried to lick the cloth, which I said, like, you are a naughty pervert. What are you doing? Get away.
Oh my God.
Cats like strange smells sometimes.
That's so
They
funny.
are strange creatures,
You know,
so.
this morning my cat was licking the blanket. So should I call him pervert as well?
Whatever makes you and your cat happy, you can call them whatever you want.
That's strange.
This is personal relationship, between you and your cat.
Yeah, cats, I love cats, but they can be twisted sometimes. Like,
But okay, you've asked us about things that we like doing. What is your most number one hated cleaning chore?
I would probably say getting round the back of the oven and cleaning.
You do that?
Sometimes, well, let's say
You actually
'cause
do
I
that?
have fur on the floor. There's fur on the floor everywhere. And then you have grime. So you know what I mean by grime. And it accumulates and I just don't like the look of it. So I sometimes have to get my finger and try to scrape it away.
Just buy a scraper.
You could do, but sometimes you have the curved edges. And sometimes I just can't be bothered. I just quickly scrape it away and then wash my hands
You
later.
clean.
And you didn't use any gloves?
Sometimes no. Sometimes I just,
okay.
the gloves rip and
I
yeah.
cringe right now.
Die from cringe. Yeah.
Well, obviously, if I'm using strong chemicals, I would try to use gloves or a plastic bag if my gloves are ripped.
Because there are several types of gloves and some are suitable for people with allergies, for example, and some are not.
Oh, of course. Yeah, latex allergies. Exactly. So you can.
Yeah. So I use the vinyl ones.
Oh, so all right. So you're allergic to.
Kind of, yeah. Because if I touch some, I don't know, detergent or anything like that, I can have my allergy on the hands.
Yeah.
So the doctor said you should use vinyl gloves only, and that helps.
No, and what happens? Do you develop a rash when you?
Well, kind of, yeah.
Your
just
skin goes really red and.
you can see it actually.
Yeah. Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So, cleaning the back of the oven.
The most hated, the least favorite one. Cleaning the floor.
High five. I can relate to that. Hate washing the floors.
Yeah. And sorry, not just the back of the oven it's the floors and the bits around counters and cupboards. So the edges between corners. Yeah, that's the worst because you have to dig out the grime.
Do you get out of there? Just, I can't
It's
really
more, it's more like
imagine.
if you. Okay.
Well,
so
when you're cooking, a couple of crumbles fall there and you're like, I'm not going to just move everything.
Yeah.
So, and then it kind of accumulates.
Well, especially around the bathroom, so around the toilet. So the edge of the toilet and the floor, the rabbit likes to play around everywhere. And you get this fur and all this grime, it just accumulates and you have to wipe it away. Oh, another phrasal verb, wipe away. So we had wipe down, wipe off, wipe away.
A lot of wiping today.
Yes.
Olga, what about you? Most hated?
I guess I love everything. I cannot
Probably we
choose.
should hire you.
So as I said, it just makes me calm. It just relaxes. It's relaxing. So I cannot say that I hate something. I don't know. I enjoy doing that. So
Yeah,
kind of weird.
A lot of people think of cleaning as being a chore, like a bad thing, but it actually can for some
It
people.
can
like
be
you.
enjoying,
Yeah.
sure. It depends on how you like.
It's neither good or bad. It's just something that you need to do. It's just tedious.
Well, you
That's
feel
all.
accomplished after it.
You
After
sure
cleaning.
Yeah.
do. You
Feel
sure
Yeah.
do.
accomplished.
Have you guys seen this Instagram/TikTok profile of a Finnish lady? Her name is, the nickname is Katerina, and she is, I'm going to say a cleaning guru. And
Let's save this for our after show, I think. Actually, this sounds like it could be an interesting thing for our loyal subscribers to the
All
after
right.
show. So what was her name again?
Discrimination.
Auri.
I'm going to say it in the
Okay, well, we're going to reveal it again.
Katerina.
Yes, that sounds like a good thing to talk about. So guys, do stick by for our after show where we'll continue this conversation. Okay, well, another thing we can talk about, computer screens. So do you clean your computer?
No, and it
Well,
looks...
screen maybe it's not the most problematic thing. I guess the keyboard is.
Absolute nightmare keyboards. Yeah.
I hate. Well, that's what I hate. Too.
I don't really know what to clean it. I once bought the special wet towels for it. Didn't really help much. So my laptop is like a health hazard at the moment.
Yes.
For sure.
Sometimes I get a toothpick and I try to clean my keyboard,
Yeah, but
I lose patience.
I kind of know that there's so much inside that gets inside.
Yes.
So yeah, wait, what can you clean the screen with though? Like with special wipes or something?
Yeah, or microfiber cloth. For instance, what you use to clean a camera lens with, so it doesn't damage the screen itself.
I use it for everything, like for dusting, whatever.
Oh, that's actually a good tool, yeah.
Yeah, glasses as well, because clearly we both wear glasses, Katia and I. How do you wipe down your glasses?
I have a special cloth that I buy, in this in the shops and everything where I bought the glasses. I just bought the cloth and that's it.
Do you religiously use the cloth?
I mean, look, so for example, I'm right now wearing clothes of such materials that would not work on glasses. It would only make things worse. So yeah, you have to know what you're wearing. And let's say if it's cotton, might help. If it's something like, microfiber or, something like that, soft and nice, it might work. But all the synthetic materials will not work in glasses. So
Yeah, because I'm not going to lie, sometimes if I have a nice soft t-shirt, I might just think,
yeah, it's kind of easier. Yeah,
just do it. Yeah.
that's true.
But then sometimes it can make it even greasier. the
Yeah, and I'm
glasses.
so annoyed. Especially, when you kind of have the cloth and you start wiping your glasses and then there's you're like, okay, it's good. You put them on and you're like, there's still something and you take them off, do the thing again, put them on. I'm like, there's still something over here somewhere that you can't.
Maybe it's your eyelashes.
No, I can, you come on.
Sometimes if you push your glasses too close to your face, it pushes against your skin and then your skin
Kind
might
of the grease.
make it greasy a
know.
bit. Yeah. Or if your fingers get there then. Okay, so technology. So Olga, how often do you clean your computer? Do you really...
I don't.
So your phone, your phone.
So if we talk about computers, I don't really clean it because when I use it, I don't eat. So I don't have anything to clean it off, just dust it.
Yeah.
That's it. But talking about phone, yeah, every evening I go home, I, I don't know, how do I say that if I use the dry clothes? What do I do
I would
with
just say
it?
to wipe it down.
Wiping, yeah.
Wipe it down. Yeah,
So
exactly.
I wipe it again. Bacterias.
Yeah.
I'm afraid of them. I hate them. So yeah, because when I imagine,
But if you don't use sanitizer, just wiping doesn't help.
yeah, I know, but it's kind of it makes me calmer in a way. It's just
A
but I know it
compulsion,
doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't help much. I know, but still.
Yeah. Oh, another thing. So I've completely forgot. In England, not everyone takes off their shoes when they come inside.
Not everyone, or mostly
Not everyone.
no one.
I mean, especially on the ground floor.
Yeah, but
Or,
is it a thing? Can people still do it?
just
can
walk
they-
inside. Well,
Can
obviously,
they take the shoes off?
usually people ask, "Oh, are you a shoes off house or
No, because
should I take
everyone's
off my shoes?"
different and everything, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I mean, I totally understand that.
Yeah.
I
I mean,
don't.
in Russia, it's impossible not to take your shoes off. I've been to London. Every time, like, you know, I was wearing my snow white sneakers, not a speck of dust on them. Same in the US. I was always wondering, like, how come you don't take your shoes off? And then you spend like 2 weeks, not a speck of dust on your shoes. Nothing. So I'm like, okay, there's only one thing I would not appreciate and I would not approve of. People not taking their shoes off when they go on, you know, when they go to bed. It's like in this case, like, no,
Well,
come
people
on.
sleep with their shoes on.
No. You know, they just kind of go to bed, like read or something, use your phone.
Oh, right. Yes.
So in this case, I'm like, kind of like it's a no-no for me. But in general, I understand people who don't take their shoes off. I mean, unless it's rainy or like snowy or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it also depends maybe on this sense of comfort, because maybe you just want to relax. You want to change into something more comfortable, like a pajamas or just some home clothing, and shoes. Maybe you want your feet to relax. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you're not really relaxed unless you have your shoes off.
If you wear your valenki in the winter, you wouldn't want
Yes.
to wear them.
Oh, my
at home.
favorite boots are, I still haven't got them, but the unti. So yeah, you're from Yakutia. So yeah, they're really big. Are they heavy?
Depends.
And do
Could
they,
be.
I guess they must attract a lot of dust and grime and dirt.
They can,
Yeah.
but you know, no
They're
more than
hairy on the outside. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they could not be. Sometimes, you know, they're hairy on the outside. Sometimes they're not.
Yeah. And does every Russian house have a set of slippers?
No.
No,
I
really.
don't. I hate slippers, for example. I think it's, well, for me, my personal rules of hygiene
You
is
see it as a thing
not
of the
to,
past.
not to wear slippers.
So you more like see it as a thing of the past.
It's just something that accumulates
Oh God, yeah.
all bad things from all people.
Yeah. No, because I've got my own personal slippers, which I wear around, but I don't really let other people wear them. Well, to be
Yeah.
honest, I don't really have any guests coming over anyway. But
Come with your own slippers, yeah.
yeah, bring your own slippers before you come to the house. Yeah. Well, different countries, of course, have different hygiene expectations. Some countries are extremely clean. So, for instance, Japan, they are very, 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 very clean people. So I had to emphasize that.
Very, very.
I watched a great documentary the other day about people living in Japan, and yeah, people there have so many cleaning materials for everything. It's fascinating, and every time they use the bath, they meticulously clean the bath every single time afterwards.
I wish some people at student dorms did that.
Yeah, student dorms, absolute mess. I'm not gonna lie, I was so messy in my student days. And you don't really think about it when you're a student.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, the Japanese really do know how to be clean. And so I was watching, in this documentary, it said that people in Japan don't normally have showers in the morning. They shower before bed because they like to get into the bed 100% clean. Is it normal to shower before bed or in the morning?
I think it all depends on a person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And maybe it depends on the season also, because, well, sometimes you may want to shower twice, 3 times
Yeah, exactly.
if it's hot or something.
Yeah, for sure. Well, which cultures do you think are particularly clean? So Japan, where else?
I've no clue, to be honest. I think it all depends on a person rather than the country.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, like having lived in both England and Brazil people are very, very, very clean as well. Hyper clean. Yeah, whereas in England, people are much more relaxed about hygiene and and
Yeah, you make it
cleanliness.
sound like, they're very relaxed about hygiene.
Well,
You haven't taken a shower in a week? Oh, that's okay.
not so much these days. These days things have changed, but before it was normal not to have a shower for a week.
Because of what?
not sure.
Prices of hot water, or
I'm not actually sure why. But
Maybe because people don't really get sweaty because it's normally, like rather cool outside.
maybe.
Although then you go on on a tube and it's just so freaking hot over there. You have to take off your clothes, like the coat and everything. And you're like, oh my goodness, I'm all sweaty and
hot,
want to
yeah.
die.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Interesting.
Well, I guess if you were an old coal miner back in the 70s or the 60s, then yeah, you got to have a shower. Otherwise, yeah.
Well, shower is not only because of sweat, it's because of other things too.
Well, it's relaxing. Yeah. It's like hot
okay,
water.
okay.
I like-
That's not what I meant, but okay.
well, I like really, really, really hot showers. But anyway, yeah.
Okay.
Well, to finish off, so I've got a question here. If you found a personal item and you didn't know who it belonged to, what would you do with it
Where? I mean,
when cleaning your house?
Well,
Oh.
I leave it to the after show.
When
Okay.
you have a
Leaving-
story.
When
Yeah.
leaving when cleaning my flat, I found something.
Yeah, if you find something or if you're cleaning something.
Well, if I know that it belongs to a friend of mine who had been visiting me, like I'll give a call and give it back. Or maybe, I mean, if it is in the middle of the street, I don't touch it.
I mean, when I'm cleaning, so I live in rented places. So if I find something that's not mine, I just, stick it further to the wardrobe or something and just forget about it. Because maybe it's just something valuable. Or sometimes I can ask the landlord, like, hey, I found this thing. Is it yours? Can I throw it out? Like, can I throw it away or something? So yeah, it depends. I normally have stuff that's not mine in rented apartments, one way or another.
Oh yeah, of course, because in Russia, a lot of apartments do come fully furnished with all the items in it.
So yeah, sometimes you just find. I was actually when I started renting this apartment, I was just like cleaning and everything, and in the wardrobe I found a stack of Legos, just like one onto another. I'm like, that's weird. So, but I don't have kids. They the previous tenants are gone, so I'm just gonna throw it away. And I took it out, and it turned out that this stack of Legos, so it's kind of supporting the shelf. So the moment I got out, it was like crashed. I'm like, okay, back you go. So yeah.
So you didn't want to add it to your Lego collection.
I don't have a Lego collection. Have you seen how much it is right now? Like it's hell expensive. So although, in general, all those Legos and everything, the setting, they look so nice, but they collect so much dust. And when I think about like all the little creases and everything, like it's impossible to clear all the dust out. So, nah.
Yeah, and when you're a kid and you eat food and play with Lego, of course you're going to get pizza in between the Lego. And-
Well, it depends on the house rules.
Fair
well, my
enough.
mum, I mean, yeah, she liked to clean house, but she didn't like 100% follow every single Lego piece. So, and sometimes I would eat.
What I like about these days is, there are like steam cleaners and everything. So it looks like, this sort of like it looks like a vacuum cleaner, but it produces steam. So you can just go like,
Oh, yes.
boom, done. Things are
Don't
gone.
advise it for your laptop, though,
Yeah,
for your mobile phone.
probably not.
Is it safe because the steam is hot?
No, it's obviously because of the moisture and the laptop's going to not be
Ruin.
too happy.
But it's kind of a cool tool, when you want to clean the grease off the tiles, in the kitchen.
Do you know, maybe that's what I need
The lime,
for my oven.
actually, it is a cool tool. So all the grease, the grime, all of that lime scale goes off, really, really easily. It's not a cheap thing.
Probably you can rent it or hire it, for some
It would
period of
completely
time.
freak out my rabbit.
Yeah.
Or your cats would be quite scared by it, I'd imagine.
Yeah, he's scared of pretty much everything. So yeah.
Well, I have a robo cleaner. Do you have a robo cleaner?
Oh, the Roomba. No,
Yeah,
I wish.
for the vacuums.
I wish.
It's so funny because we leave it on charge, and sometimes at night the rabbit jumps on it and turns it on, and sometimes even sits on the robo cleaner when it's moving around.
Going for a
the room.
ride.
Exactly.
I've seen videos of cats doing this, but never about rabbits. Take a video.
Oh, yeah.
And he's surprisingly not scared of the robo cleaner. He's scared of a lot of things, but not the.
I genuinely believe that you should spread, the knowledge about your rabbit and show us pictures in our staff chat,
Oh, okay.
We deserve it. This is dopamine. So come on.
Maybe I can bring him to school one day, but I don't know if he'll be too shocked or not.
I actually had a student once. I was having a lesson and that was at Wellesley. And one of my students, knowing how much I love animals, she brought her rabbit to the class. And I was just like, sitting, hugging him. And it's like, yeah, continue learning. It's like so adorable.
The good thing about rabbits is besides the fur, they're very clean. Their poo is really amazing. It's just little balls, which
Like
are
Nesquik.
Nesquik, exactly. They're not wet and they're easy to pick up and clean. They don't smell of anything. And yeah, rabbits do not smell at all. Mainly as an evolutionary mechanism.
Have you
of
ever
not
been to a house
attracting-
with 4 rabbits?
Well, maybe if
You
the
might have
pee
changed
smells
your
bad,
mind.
the pee
Yeah.
smells bad, but they don't smell, so then predators can't find them.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
you sound
smart.
like a rabbit ambassador.
I am.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, please stick by for the after show. So we're going to continue this conversation. And of course, if you subscribe to our Telegram chat, our private chat, you'll gain access to the word lists for this podcast. So stick by for that. And also check out our website, which is www.BigAppleSchool.com, where you can find more interesting podcasts like this one and videos and articles. And of course, you can find out more information about the courses we offer here. So guys, let's leave it there. Thanks. We'll see you
Thank
next
you.
time.
See ya.
See ya.
Bye for now.